Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, as always, once again to give you guys what? Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, chapters 238 and 239 review. Now, basically, 238 is really simple, and I'm just going to combine it with the 239 chapter. And in essence, it's post-Almatoran arc. And now it's what do we do? What's the game plan? And right now the game plan is zero. They have no game plan. I mean, aside from taking out Al-Thaman, which is the whole premise of their plan, the game plan is non-existent. Because you have Sinbad trying to coerce Cohen. Cohen ain't falling for that. He's like, no, that ain't rolling. Then you have the households argue among themselves. And we find out that they have these two conflicting ideologies. And even though it's like the whole black and white, good and evil, yin and yang thing going on, they're not syncing at all. There's no syncing. It's we're going to do us, you're going to do you. That's endgame. If there is a plan, that's their plan, which is not a plan. You're going to do you, we going to do us, end the story. Like, no. Terrible, terrible plan. Because these quarrels that they have are clearly superseded by the fact that this this space distortion, there we go, still resides in the sky. So Elah, and Yunan's checked because it's just huge, Elah can be brought down immediately if a dark spot and a medium are created. And these quarrels clearly will produce Black Rook because Al-Thaman will manipulate these quarrels to a certain degree. I mean, Sinbad does mention the fact that in essence the Co-Empire is Al-Thaman because the Co-Empire don't have the biases that many countries do when it comes to their military, when it comes to the way they go about things. When it comes to the Co-Empire, their motto is simply put, we'll take in any form of power. It doesn't matter if it comes from God or the devil himself. They don't care. So I'm thinking this, alright? If they're going to remove the Co-Empire if they're going to remove Al-Thaman from the Co-Empire, it has to be Cohen and his boys, and they have to go in there by themselves, because they're not taking help from Sinbad and the Seven Sea Lions. I ain't going down like that. They don't give a damn. But if they do want to remove Arba or Rengyokuen, because the way the chapters go about, it makes it seem as if like Rengyokuen is actually the ancestor of Arba, not Arba herself. Either way, whether that be fact or not, the fact of the matter here is that because Cohen is obviously not going to accept the help of Sinbad, because Sinbad is going to try and coerce and he's going to try and manipulate, because Sinbad does have that side to him, obviously. He is a king, and he must do what he has to do in order to protect his country. Fact of the matter, though, is what the hell's happening on Skype? Holy shit, what the fuck? Skype. Get the fuck Alright, but the fact of the matter here is it has to be him and his boys, and maybe people like Mu and Alibaba, because Balbag technically is a part of the Co-Empire now. So how this rolls out, and also it looks like Judar, and since Hakuryu was with Judar, Hakuryu as well may assist in removing Rengyokuen. Now, I did remember that the author did state that there was going to be a lot of character deaths, which that's big news, obviously. But right now, we got to take out Al-Thaman, but we can't come to an agreement because we have these different ideologies, and they clearly conflict with one another. So you have one, whereas we're going to conquer the world. Because remember that one empire, like the Koga Empire, I think it was called, long ago, where they almost conquered the entire world? And it was their way or the highway? Well, that's what Cohen is pretty much trying to... He's trying to do that. He's trying to emulate that in a sense. Though there are some differences here and there. However, you have Sinbad and the Seven Sea Alliance. We don't want to conquer the world. We want to have separate countries with their own culture, with their own beliefs, but there is an alliance system in place to where world peace is maintained on a regular basis. So there's a clear difference here, and from a moral standpoint, you want to side with Sinbad's side, obviously. However, if you want a side that probably will be more efficient and effective, it's Cohen's side. So, democracy, in a sense, world-based democracy with alliances and negotiations, that kind of stuff, or one ruler, one nation, one worldly nation under Cohen, indivisible, with liberty and justice for no one but him. So it's like, alright, fine. So, how this rolls out, we're not too sure. And who's going to win? At the end of the day, who's going to win? Alibaba. Somehow, he's going to win. He's going to wind up winning because he's going to have his own set of beliefs, his own ideology. He's going to amass military might at some point, I believe so. And then he's going to lead Babad into becoming like a world power. I mean, they already are, kind of. They were, because now they're taken over by the Cohen Empire, obviously. But because think about it, like that's the whole. Because I believe that we're actually nearing the halfway point, according to the author. And actually, no, we're over the halfway point actually. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Sinbad and I'm looking at Cohen, and they have the right ideas. Well, correction, their ideas themselves aren't necessarily wrong, but more so they're extreme in many cases. Sinbad's does seem like what we would do in today's world. It seems like the best idea, but in of itself, it's an extreme as well, because because the processes would take too long for certain things to get done. If you had always coordinated with these countries in order to get some stuff done, it would take way too much time if there was a certain situation to arise, as opposed to Cohen's method where if someone were to arise, they could immediately hop on that shit and take care of it. However, on the opposite end, Cohen, it's just his rule. It's his rule, man. With everyone just being pretty much his subordinates. His people. So, I think Alibaba is going to find, and Aladdin, they're going to find fucking Skype, Jesus. They're going to find some type of middle ground. And then they're going to push this middle ground, and they're going to want to be successful. Either they take out those who have, because I don't think that he's going to take out Cohen or Sinbad, but they're going to wind up agreeing with Alibaba anyway at some point in the future. He's going to wind up coercing them. So, that's my belief on that, honestly. And a few things here and there in the chapter when it comes to what's going on with Yunnan and Titus. I don't really know what's going on there. I mean, Titus, he does take interest into the Great Rift. And we find out that the Great Rift itself is actually a space distortion. So, obviously that means that it's a space distortion that leads to where fucking finally the Red Lions, yeah, Red Lions, yeah, we don't die, and that's clearly epic, though, because it's a space distortion, now I'm starting to wonder if they'll be affected if Elad does come down, because if it's a space distortion, that means that it's like a pocket dimension, like a pocket space area, so maybe if Elad touches down, maybe the effects that occur with the known world won't reach over to the Red Lion side. And even still, they may survive anyway, because they're the fucking Red Lions, right? They're that good. Their Finalese counterparts, however, probably not, obviously. Now, there is a few things here and there in chapter 238, I mean, very simple. Like, the whole half of it was just Aladdin and, well, Alibaba coming to the realization of who Aladdin really is, along with everyone else. And Morgiana, and see how, like, even though they now know who Aladdin is, their bonds are still strong. In fact, they're probably stronger than ever now at this point in time. And then you have Sinbad come to some type of conclusion, and he now understands, because now they all understand Solomon. In the later chapter, Cohen has quote-unquote lost interest in Aladdin, obviously, because he's all about... Because Cohen is serious, but he's not serious. It's weird. Like, when it comes to Sinbad, for most of the time, you can say that he's serious. But at the same time, he has a veil of... Like, he seems to be upbeat and happy all the time, but he has, like, those serious moments. But he may be always serious all the time. Who knows? Though, Cohen, it's even harder to tell, because this guy, I mean, like, there had, like, a straight-up face-off moment. I don't like you. And then you have Alibaba reacting the way which I would react to. Like, whoa, like, calm the fuck down. Let's take it easy. Like, we're talking about like the planet's survival here. Then he smacks him on the back like, don't worry about it. Calm down. Take it easy. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you just had the face off, bro. It's weird. It's weird. Cohen is a weird guy. So I don't really know how to read him that well. But either way, it's fascinating nonetheless. And the whole point here is they need to find some type of middle ground. I mean, technically I guess from the perspective of everyone else, it was Sinbad trying to have the Rem Empire team with him to take out the Ko Empire, because the Ko Empire houses Al Thaman. I mean, that's some real shit. Al Thaman home base are located in the Ko Empire. And then you have the woman, Ren Gyokuen, who's taken over, obviously. And then you have Judar. But Judar, he's an X factor than all this. And Hakuryu. I mean, Judar does have... remember how he compressed all the Black Rook into, like, one, like, small point? He, I think, can hold the world hostage. Think about that for a second. If he has that much Black Rook in a small spot, in some small container, whatever, he could manipulate people around him to increase the quantity of said Black Rook. And in essence, he could actually hold the world hostage. And he can have his own... I mean, he, I think, has his own ideas and beliefs. But his, I think, are far more sinister than even that of Cohen's. That's my assumption. So, and plus, we know that Hakuryu, his endgame is just to kill moms. Though, after that, what's going to happen, don't know. Because I have a feeling that if Hakuryu does kill Ren Gyokuen, he becomes the main villain. Hakuryu. Because he, at that point in time, would have no life purpose. And then he would feel that because he has no life purpose, the world should be obliterated because the world is meaningless or something like that. And therefore, his endgame is to erase the world. So, because I do understand that Ren Gyokuen, even though she does manipulate Hakuryu, I think she does see promise in Hakuryu at the same time. Therefore, she could manipulate him into actually bring down Ela for her, if she would have died. In case, so, if you would, a fail-safe in her mind. So, again, very possible. But other than that, I'm done. I'm done. So, King Lightning, these are the chapters. Will they continue to quarrel, or will they be able to come to will they be able to find some type of middle ground themselves, the three current countries, or will it be just Co-Empire taking out Al Thaman because they're in their own territory, and then we have a civil war in the Co-Empire? In essence, a civil war. Who knows? But I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Whoa. Wait a second. Hold on. The chapter ratings. The first chapter, I should say chapter 238. Man. Very man. Okay. Probably even subpar, because most of it was just Aladdin, like, oh, Alibaba's like, oh, Aladdin, oh, wow, like, I know who you are, and all this dialogue, like, you are the being that houses the hope of both worlds, and we kind of know that, but, you know, it's just his perspective on it. Chapter 239, far more intriguing. You have the entry of Judar, you have the ideology being spewed by both sides, and how, even in this situation, even though there's a common enemy, they still can't come to terms. It ain't going down like that. It's fuck you. It's fuck you. We made it together for a short period of time. Maybe, possibly, probably not. We gonna do us. You gonna do you. That's the way it is. So it was fascinating. And again, Judah hopping in there is a big thing, obviously, because now you're gonna have the third, or I should say the fourth or the fifth X Factor. Who the hell knows? So that chapter a lot better. Good plus to great. So I'll see you guys later. Rate the video, comment, and subscribe this time around. Have a nice one.